Hey guys, Gene here. You know, I get questions a lot. How do you grow? How do you expand your business? I think it's a YouTube channel. People look to me and ask that question, and I love it. I absolutely love talking about it because even though it's been 18 years since I started in my parents' basement in 2007, it's still very vivid to me, you know, those feelings and everything that happened. You know, for the first several months of me getting into the, I'll call it graphics communications, we'll stay kind of proper with it, but just the sign business, the print business, you know, I was like, anything I can put somebody's logo on, I was trying to sell, walking up and down strip malls, knocking on doors, doing those kinds of things. But to get a business to really roll, to like give you something to start like moving, where it really starts to feel like there's something here, you have to find a product or a service or kind of a pattern, something that you can replicate over and over again. Your business only really starts to grow when you learn the formula. If I do this, then I get this from it. So then if I do more of this, then I get more of this out of it. And for us, it wasn't store graphics or vehicle graphics or, you know, business cards or any of those other things that I was trying to sell. It actually became yard signs. And this is actually one of the exact designs that I originally used. And I set these signs out, 100 signs, $159. And back in 2007, I was subcontracting this work. I did not have a printer. I was in my parents' basement. I had a company at the time that would do them for around $100. We still do them for around $100 at firesprint.com. And I would just go and get, you know, 100 of these, 50 of these, and I'd go put them out all over my city. And eventually I started expanding and I'd go to nearby cities. We're in Omaha, so I'd go to Des Moines and even up to Minneapolis and whatnot. And I put these signs out. And every time I'd put out, you know, say 20 or 30 signs, I'd get 10 or 15 phone calls. And they'd be small business owners. And they're like, you know, I really want to help my business grow. I think the yard signs work. Obviously it worked for me because I saw it and I called on it. Can you design me a sign? And the beauty about this is can you go find 118 by 12s for less than $159? You absolutely can. But that's not what you're selling here. What you're selling is advertising. You're selling marketing. You're solving, here's the key, you're solving a problem. When the people who called me for this deal, they were looking to grow their businesses. They were contractors and mowers and restaurants and just all different kinds of small local businesses. And they were like, how do I get people in my door? Now, you know, social media has got its own place and all of those things are really valuable. But at the end of the day, like if I put this on a street corner, and they knew this, they were kind of thinking this through. If we put this sign on a street corner, you know, for few bucks, you know, with stand and everything else, you might get tens of thousands of impressions of views. You just can't do that any other way than with a yard sign. Putting these signs out, I was helping these small businesses grow. We offered placement services for a little while. I found some teenagers basically to go put the signs out for me, and they take pictures and things like that as they place the signs, and we drive around and make sure they did their work. But that really helped businesses grow. We did a lot of signs. It's like delivery available here. This was before the days of DoorDash, but you know, you'd put the sign out and say, we deliver here for free. If it was a pizza shop or a sub shop or a Chinese place or something like that that offered free delivery in the area. And that really helped those businesses grow. I encourage you to look for the product that really helps your business go to the next level. There really probably is one thing that you just need to start pounding. And it could be something as boring as yard signs. And if you don't know what that product is, if you're kind of sitting there, maybe in your parents' basement like I was, and you're looking for that opportunity, maybe give this a shot. You know, get 100 of these and put them out and see if it's what it takes for your business to go to the next level. It could be t-shirts, it could be business cards, it could be apparel, it could be name badges, it could be dye sublimation, it could be anything. But for us, we grew Firesprint into the 45 people we are now. And we started with this. I think it's pretty cool. I love yard signs. Thanks for watching.